Hey everybody, thanks for joining me today. Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about how to get more money out of brokers. Just some simple techniques you can use to try to get more money, the most money you can, from brokers when calling on a load. You may already be doing some of these things. Some of them might be tips to help you get that little bit extra. So worth noting, these are not really things you would talk about in a conversation with a direct shipper. These are only for a broker. A direct shipper conversation is way different. So let's get into it. The first thing to do is have your record in order. Okay, this is before you call before you call your next broker. Check on your record. Okay, brokers use a service called Carrier 411. Have you ever gone on DAT and looked at a broker and seen where you can click on their name and you can read reviews on them? You can also go other places, look up their credit rating. So brokers have a service like that rates us. It's called, the most popular one is Carrier 411. If you have a bad experience with the broker, you do something bad, a broker will put that on your Carrier 411. Like if you ever held a load hostage, which is a big no-no. If you ever you booked a load and didn't show up, that's a big no-no. They'll put some major things on there. So see if you can get access to that. Check your record so that you know when you call on a load. A lot of times the first thing a broker does, especially if they've never dealt with you before, check your Carrier 411. Make sure that's clean. If there's some dings on there, see if you can put a response to it. Okay? Such as, yeah, I had agreed to this load with this broker. They said I was a no-call, no-show, but they never sent me a rate confirmation. Okay? That's a key detail. And unless you tell your side of the story, it's going to look really bad on your record. So do that. Next thing, have your stuff together. Okay. When you look at a load on the load board, know the mileage. Look in the comments. See if there's any details about that load. All right. Pickup time, delivery time, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So you're armed with information before you call. So if you call and they say, yeah, we're paying $3,000 on that load, well, you already know that it's 1,000 miles, it's $3 a mile. You don't have to go looking it up, wasting their time. They don't appreciate that. Also, you have a little bit of time to do a little bit of market research. Do the research on that lane. If it's Atlanta to Chicago, go on DAT, see what that load has been paying for the last 15, 30, 60, 90 days, so that you don't come in with a price 4 times what the market is, and they might laugh at you, but at the very least, it's going to tell them that you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know the markets. You don't know the freight markets. Okay. So all in all, have your stuff together before you even call. Next thing to do when you call a broker is be professional at all times. I have just amazed at every time I've been in a truck stop or around drivers and heard them call a broker, and apparently broker doesn't give them the price they want, or they don't think it's enough, and they say, you're a crook, you're a criminal, why are you trying to rip me off? Well, if you say things like that, immediately the conversation is over right then and there. And if that's what you want, that's fine. But there is a thing called negotiations. If you call up and they say $2,000 and you need $2,500, don't immediately call them a crook and say you're ripping me off. What you can do is instead explain to them why you're worth $2,500. Say, well, I need. I see you're at 2,000. I really wanted to be at 2,500 for this. In fact, I would probably say I really needed to be at 2,650 for this. Leave some room to come down. And I have an empty truck. Tell them about your driver. Tell them about what you're going to bring to the table to justify that extra money. I have an empty truck. I got my driver Bill. He's 20 miles away. He's ready to go. He's a good driver. He's always on time. His equipment's in good shape. He communicates well. He'll call you. He'll run your tracking app. And Bill's my best driver. He's ready to go. I don't know about the other people calling you. If they have a truck that's empty, maybe they don't, maybe they do. But I got a guy ready to go. So what do you say? I'd like to be at 2,650 on this. What that's going to get you is a counter offer. Now, if they're dead set on 2,000, they might just stick to their guns and stay 2,000. But you never know if you don't try. Now they might come back and say to themselves, man, I really got to have this load covered. and this guy's he's telling me he's got an empty truck. Maybe you tell him, hey, I'll send you a picture. Here's a picture of the guy of the truck, so you know it's my truck. I'm not double brokering your load. Here's a picture of the trailer. You can also see it's in good condition. We're ready to go. Let's do this. That might bring you a counter of like 2,400. Okay, you can go back and forth on that a little bit. Basically, what you're doing to them is explaining to them why they should pay you more money, and just saying, instead of just saying, I got to be at 2,500. I'm sticking to that. Is it any of their business really why you need that money? No, but it's a negotiation thing. Explain to them, bring value to them. It will make them also believe that you care about their load as much as they do, and care about providing good service. Take an interest in what they're saying. If they will give away what is important to them. If they say $2,000, you got to be on time, blah blah blah. If you negotiate back and forth, and they say, all right, I'll do 2,400, but you got to be on time. You got to run my tracking app. The driver has to communicate with me. Well, there's probably things you're all willing to do anyway, but now you got them. You assigned a value to those dollars. You were saying things to set yourself apart from the 50 other people that are going to call on that load. They might have 50 trucks calling on. It might be a Monday morning, 50 trucks calling on that load. They're pretty sure they can get it moved cheaper. What are you going to bring to the table to make them pay you more? Set yourself apart from everybody else that's calling on the load. Take an interest in what they have to say and justify the money that you are asking for. Also, something key that you can do is, and this can be a big one, remind them if you have done this for them before. If you've done this load for them before, part of your negotiation process is, I did this load for you 3 months ago. We picked it up, we delivered it on time. And what that tells them is that, oh, okay, I remember this guy, or I don't remember this guy, it doesn't matter, but I can trust him. There's a lot of problems in this industry of people booking loads, not showing up, booking loads, canceling them because they found a better paying load. And this guy, he's done it for me before. And I didn't put any bad comments in my computer here. I don't remember him, but I didn't put anything derogatory in here. So he must have did a good job and delivered the load when he was supposed to. And in relation to that, something you never want to do is never, ever, ever promise something that you know you cannot deliver. If they need an air ride van trailer and you bring a spring ride van trailer, hey, they might not realize it. They might load you, and then you get to the other end and you got broken glass everywhere. Or two, you might go to pick up the load and they see it's a spring ride, and now you failed the broker because they failed their customer. They're going to be in trouble. They sent a spring ride trailer in when you told them you had an air ride. Whatever the situation is, if you have a reefer that's a certain year or date, they need something newer for whatever reason. Don't promise what you can't deliver. If you know that you can't make it there for an 8 a.m. pickup, you just say, well, I want that load. It pays really good. I can be there at like 9:30, but I'll just tell them I can be there at 8, and then I'll just be late. Don't do it. It's a service failure. They will ding your record for it. You will get a derogatory for it, especially if they find out you intentionally did it. And it's not how you build a relationship over time. If you got a good paying load, a good paying lane, you find out that broker has that lane all the time, why not build a good relationship with them so you can do it again next week if you need to? Something that I've done that I was resistant to for a long time because it was I tried it and it became a very big nuisance, is get a rep. And what I mean by that is a lot of these larger brokerages like Coyote, C.H. Robinson, rather than call and talk to a different person every time, you can get yourself an assigned representative to be your, he will be assigned to your company as an agent. So anytime you call, you talk to the same person. Now, how was that an annoyance? Well, I tried it a while back with Coyote, and I had to keep getting a different rep because I'd get a rep, and the guy would call me every single day, multiple times a day, wanting trucks, trying to sell me loads. And I would tell him without exception, don't call me. I'll call you. If I need something, I will call you. Never seemed to stop him. So I would get a new one. They'd do the same thing. Finally, I said, you know what? No more reps. Went for a while and decided to try it again. got myself a C.H. Robinson rep, and boy, has it made a change. You build a strong foundational relationship with this rep. He knows what you like. He knows what you want to do. More importantly, he learns if you're a good carrier or a bad carrier. Okay, if they determine that you're a good carrier, you will get preferential rates. You will get, they will help you solve problems. You could say, hey, I got a truck next week in Baltimore. Could you start looking for a load for me? Tell me what you got. You'll get the inside track on things if they're a good rep. If you get a rep and he's not a good one, or he or she is not a good one, try to move along and get a different rep until you find somebody you're happy with. Now, if you get a rep, lay down some ground rules and tell them from the beginning. Say, I do not want you to call me every day. I do not want this. I do not want that. And if they don't abide by it, either just get rid of them or get a different rep. But it's a worthwhile endeavor to try to get yourself an assigned rep with these different brokerages. I have one with C.H. Robinson. I recently took on another rep from Coyote because I booked a couple loads through the same guy once, and I liked how he conducted himself. He does not ever call me. We were able to, and this is something you can do too. We set up a direct line of communication through a chat. We use an instant messenger chat between the two of us. Let me tell you how that's made a difference. When there's a problem, I can get them solved like this, okay? Instead of emails, phone calls, blah, blah, blah. He's on the ball. It's on his phone. I can reach him when he's out of the office. That's what a good rep can do for you. And it's been a great thing. He never calls me. I told him from the beginning, don't call me. I'll call you if I need anything. And he's good with that. And another thing, Coyote is famous for not paying detention. Now that I have him, he's working on getting detention for me, and we've been successful several times in getting detention. Up to the point I had a rep, I was very unsuccessful with getting detention from Coyote. And also got an Echo Logistics rep. Now he's about to get cut loose because he does not abide by the don't call me thing, and he's about to get kicked to the curb. But he has cut back to call me about every 3 days, which is acceptable. Now, if you do, when you call brokers and you're successful with booking a load through them, especially if they're a smaller brokerage, you won't necessarily get this so much from like the TQLs of the world and the C.H. Robinsons of the world, Coyote. If they're a smaller brokerage, or if you get a rep, ask if they send out an email distribution list. Say, do you guys send out a regular load list of available loads? They'll know what you're talking about. You know, some will say, well, from time to time. Some will say, I never do that. And some, yeah, I send one out every day. Always ask to be put on that list. Okay? What'll happen is you'll start getting email offers in your email. There's times I get from different brokers a whole page every day of every load they have available in the whole country. That is a better way to book loads than off the load board. It's not all that often I book a load off the load board anymore. A good percentage of my loads come from my direct shippers and email communications between the brokers. What that does is it helps you establish a contact and a relationship directly with one person inside that brokerage usually. Even though they're a very large brokerage, I have a good contact at Redwood Logistics. They don't do assigned agents, but I have a person there I contact regular whenever they have something I need. And now he sends out load offers all the time. It's a good thing. You will develop things over time that way. That's what you're looking to do. You don't want to go through your whole trucking career just hit and miss, grabbing stuff load board. It's just not a great strategy. You want to always be developing that next thing. And if you are going to be spot market Johnny for years, that's okay. But a good way to do it is through these email communications or whatever communication source they choose to use. Sometimes they have a TMS system that will take every load in their computer system and send it out. It's a little bit different, but same concept. So to summarize, make sure your company image is in order. Be armed with information. Have all the information you can, because information is power when you're in negotiations. so that you're not negotiating from a position of weakness. You can negotiate from a position of strength. After that, conduct yourself in a professional manner at all times, and do what you say you're going to do. Don't promise something that you know you can't do. And finally, after that, it's all about building relationships. So I hope there was something in there that you're not doing right now that you can try. And I wish you all the success in the world, and we'll talk to you later.